let's take a look at our top selections for the... Hi everybody, Dan Illman here. Special coverage of race number 4 at Century Mile on Sunday. Let's throw up the field. It's an optional claiming race at 7 furlongs. $25,000 the optional claiming price. Now winners of 4 life the condition. Pace is going to make the race in this heat. Throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Lots of speed down towards the inside. The 1 triple power, the 3 solo ring were involved in a pace duel last time out. They're expected to hit again in the early portion of this race. Zycatella from the outside might be able to sit, but he's another horse that has shown good speed in the past and likes to be up front. It could set things up very nicely for your morning line favorite. That is, of course, the number 5, All Under Control, a 12-time winner in raging form. This is a horse that's likely going to get the pace that he needs to come from off of it. Let's talk about the field in post-position order, beginning with the 1 triple power, 3rd start of the form cycle here. But down on the inside, he's got to go. He is a speed horse. I don't think they want to rate and allow Solo Ring to get an early lead, and perhaps this horse gets shuffled back along the inside. He ran well last time out. He dueled with Solo Ring. He eventually got the better of Solo Ring, despite being late to change leads, and then he was run down late. He has performed well at these longer distances in the past, 7 furlongs and a mile. It's just that if this pace is fast, it could work against him late. The 2 is Dune d'Oro. This horse has some back class, no doubt about that. He is a multiple stakes winner at Assiniboia Downs. He is multiple stakes placed at Century Downs, including a victory at Century Downs back in 2019 as a 2-year-old. Now, he's only raced once this year. Very tough race down at Turf Paradise. The winner of that heat came back to run 3rd with a pretty solid 86 Beyer speed figure and an allowance race on the turf. That race just likely for fitness for Dune d'Oro. And I think, although he's shown speed in the past, he's the kind that can adapt and sit just off of the pace. Keep an eye on this horse, especially if he drifts off of his morning line. The 3 is Solo Ring, and I think Solo Ring just got tired in his last race. It was his first start of the year, and he dueled with triple power. He was hopped back to his left lead at the very end. I think we're going to see a tighter Solo Ring in his second start of the form cycle. I think he has a slight advantage drawing outside of triple power in this race, and if he runs back to that 73 Beyer speed figure from 2 starts back, that puts him right in the mix. He's also done good work at 7 furlongs in the past. An interesting horse, but another one is going to have to overcome a tough pace situation. Parking Permit's a long shot to consider simply because he's a 1-run closer with a big puncher's chance from the back of the pack. In his seasonal debut, he finished behind Zycatella, who's in this race. He came with his late rally, didn't change leads in the stretch, but another horse that can do better second back, do better at a longer distance, and this pace just helps a horse with the running style of Parking Permit. We'll see if he can work out a trip. Closers, of course, not only pace dependent, but trip dependent as well. All Under Control just looks like the horse to beat. Again, he's seeking his 3rd consecutive win. He is basically a win machine, and he just beat 3 of these horses in the race I'm going to show you right now on June the 6th. This was a race where he's off the pace, and you're just going to see him grind down the leaders. That's All Under Control's running style. He's won his last 2 races at 6 furlongs. He is effective at longer distances, and I think All Under Control is going to relish 7 furlongs, especially with pace in front of him. He's the logical horse to beat. 2-1 on the morning line. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes off slightly shorter. Regal Max is the number 6. Regal Max made his seasonal debut going 6 furlongs in the race we just showed you with All Under Control. Saved ground that day, didn't do much in the stretch. This is a horse with lots of minor awards on his page. I like him stretching back out in his second start of the form cycle. Wait and see approach right now for Regal Max. Zycatella completes the field. Let's watch Zycatella's seasonal debut earlier in the month, and he battled on the lead in this race. He didn't change leads. He's eventually going to finish second, but this race graded out very fast for the level, and he also finished ahead of 2 next out winners. 7 furlongs, I think, is okay for this horse. The key is, can he relax in the early portion of the race? If he can, he might fall into a candy trip tracking the 1 and the 3 who are likely to blaze the way up front. If Zycatella can sit 3rd, he can get the jump on the stalkers and closers, and maybe he can hold them off late. Note the 78 Beyer speed figure here in 2 starts back, his final start of 2020. That is a very significant number if he can run back to it. Let's look at my top picks for Century Miles, race number 4 on Sunday. Sunday, I'm going to go with Zycatella. I believe that he can sit just a little bit off of the lead, get the first run on the closers, and hold them off. I'm going to go 7, 4, 5, and 1 in race number 4 at Century Mile. Best of luck.